Set up here. Hey, Facebook. All right. I think I have all the things set up. Hey there. Hey, Shonda. Okay. All right. So, guys, let's go ahead and get started. So, today I'm going to be talking about an important topic for any coaching or consulting business, and that's getting clients, right? So, we're going to discuss the 7 steps to get coaching clients consistently. Um, excuse me. So, everyone wants clients consistently, right? But are you actually taking the necessary steps to get clients and build your business? Or are you trying to skip steps and hoping that it won't catch up to you, right? So please feel free to drop your questions, your comments into the chat. We can discuss them here live, or if you're watching the replay, I'll definitely respond to your comments. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and get into some stuff here. So no one really ever asks if they've set themselves up correctly for success, if they have the foundational pieces of their business set up correctly, or even if they have a concrete strategy. The one thing that everyone is always looking for, asking about, is sales. How do they get more clients, right? You are asking questions to experts about your business, but knowing how to ask the right questions and to whom can be tricky, right? So, coaches and consultants think more sales equals more social media. Let me just pour more, put out more content, be on more social media channels, be more consistent, right? When I work with clients, learning how to market on social media is like step 6 or 7. And why is it one of the last things? Because there are other things you have to do to set yourself up successfully to enroll a client into your coaching program, serve through your program container, and then retain them, right? Notice the 3 parts of what I just said. Enroll is number 1, serve is number 2, which is transform, right? They're going to have a transformation of some kind. And the number 3 is retain. Coaches be skipping the social media because maybe someone told you to get on social media, right? But they aren't experts in business strategy, or their expertise in business strategy may be in a different niche, right? So, how do I know this? Because I see it all the time. Blanket advice given for any industry, any niche, and you can't approach your business that way, right? I believe that all types of coaches and consultants are valuable, right? Business coaches, strategists, brand designers, social media coaches and consultants, life coaches, personal development coaches, growth and scale coaches, financial coaches, they all add value in different ways, right? However, there is a time and a place and a role for each person to play in both your business and your personal life. If you put the cart before the horse, and y'all know how I'm my vintage sayings. So if you put the cart before the horse, or if you hire a professional out of sequence, you're going to find yourself rehiring those professionals to redo the work after you relay your foundation, right? It's kind of like when you hire a contractor to do your bathroom and the plumbing's all messed up, you have old electrical, and then what happens? Your bathroom leaks, messes up all the work, the electrical shorts out all the sockets. So then what you have to do, you have to rip out the entire bathroom, the freshly done bathroom, do all the work right, and then redo it, right? I know y'all could probably tell I watch HGTV. Homes on Homes is like what was one of my favorite shows where he was like, fix it, fix it, fix it, make it right. So yeah, that's where I got that analogy from. But so if you can imagine, when I work with coaches and consultants and I see that they have cracks in their foundation, which could be lack of clarity in their target market, their offers, their coaching curriculum, their product suite, lack of cohesiveness in their marketing content. It's never an easy thing to hear, right? It's not easy to hear that this, like, you have these challenges, but I tell them that we have to relay the foundation so that you can run further faster, so that you can be profitable, so that you can scale, and that you can provide transformation to your clients, right? Let's be honest, it does you no good and your clients no good to put out trash offers. It just doesn't, right? That lack of clarity, that hope that you get sales, you can't really deliver because you're unsure of what the end result will be. Your clients are invested in their own success, right? They don't do the work. They half show up. You're hustling from client to client, but you want more clients. It's literally like putting glitter and bows on poop. It's still poop, right? So, hey there, hey Tiffany. So just remember that. Like if you're putting out trash offers, it's literally like putting glitter and bows on poop. At the end of the day, it's still going to be poop, right? So now I know that people watching, saying, Crystal, you should rehire professionals in your business to help you anyway. Absolutely. But it's only after you've elevated to that next level, right? Insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting a different result. So if you continuously do the same things in your business and get the same results and then complain you're not getting results, you're not moving forward in your business. However, after you've grown your business and it's time to push to the next level, it would serve you well to bring in an expert that can evaluate where you are now. And I always say there's levels to this, and most people don't make it past level 1 because they try to go to level 5 right out the gate, right? And then they refuse to build a proper foundation. Hey, Leslie, right? So, like, seriously, guys, if you are trying to go to level 5 as soon as you start your business and you don't have level 1 mastered, you're going to end up repeating level 1. That's just the way that it works, right? So, if you have questions or comments, please feel free to drop those into the chat. We definitely can discuss them here later. If you have questions, just drop them in and I'll make sure I go back and answer as I'm going through. So now let's pretend that you're a coach or consultant and you're ready to lay the proper foundation, right? To be able to get clients consistently. What do you need to do? So let's go through my 7 steps to get coaching clients consistently. The first is going to be operate in your zone of genius. The second, identify your target market and get to know them well. The third is develop an offer. The fourth is conduct market research. The fifth is to launch or market your coaching offer. The sixth, create content around your coaching offers. The seventh, nurture your potential clients. And then you're going to really be repeating steps 6 and 7 to continuously enroll clients. Okay? So let's break each one of those down. The first piece is going to be your zone of genius. I talk about this a lot. This is the culmination of your knowledge, your skills, your talents, your experience, and what you're passionate about doing, right? This is where you will pull from to create part of your coaching offer, is your zone of genius, right? We're not pulling it out of the sky. This is you, your experience, your talent, your knowledge, right? The second is your target market. These are people that you're going to serve with your zone of genius, right? You need to focus on who you can best help or who you have experience helping, not who you think can afford your services. A lot of coaches make this mistake in assuming what their clients will look like, will act like, will pay. Okay? We don't want to make those types of assumptions, right? We're building our potential client or our ideal client based upon who we can help or who we've helped in the past with our zone of genius. We're not making assumptions about what they look like, where they might be, all those different things. I see a lot of coaches and consultants, especially if they coach or consult around trauma or domestic violence or abuse, they assume that all their clients look, act, think a certain way, can only afford certain services. Don't make those assumptions until you've actually done your research. Number 3 is going to be to develop your offer. Okay, so what are you coaching around? What is a transformation? I find this actually to be one of the most difficult questions for coaches and consultants to answer. Like, seriously, meaning they don't know what types of results their clients should experience when working with them. So if you don't know the outcomes of working with you, how are you going to explain this to a potential client? What specific problem does your coaching program solve, right? I'll give you a hint. It is not varies from client to client. That is not the correct answer, okay? Here's the honest truth. Everyone is different, and they will use their experiences to absorb the information you teach them, and their world perspective will leave them with different gems that are meaningful to them. Okay, hopefully you guys are understanding what I'm saying. For example, you may say something in one of your coaching sessions, right? Or your, masterclass or whatever, that you personally do not think is profound, right? But that literally helps someone have a tremendous breakthrough, but the person next to them, that same person, that same session, didn't have that same reaction. And that is actually to be expected, right? However, when both of the clients leave your program, regardless of their personal nuggets or gems that they picked up, right? They will also have what? Okay. Okay, Tiffany. Oh, hey, Melissa. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Tiffany. So, going back to that, besides the personal nuggets that people will have, they will have what? That is the outcomes, right? Let's pick a niche so we can see how this works. Social media, right? I'm on social media. I was like, let's just do social media. What your clients will get from enrolling in your program: content pillars defined, 2 marketing channels that are profitable for their business identified, a posting schedule, scheduling software identified, content calendar for 90 days completed from enrolling in your program, right? That's concrete outcomes. That's concrete outcomes, okay? Not results may vary. That is not it. That should not be what you're marketing. Please do not do that. If you enroll in my program, that is not what we're going to be doing, right? We want to make sure that we are providing our clients with specific results, measurable outcomes. Hey, okay, specific results, measurable outcomes, right? This is not, like when you take medicine, like side effects may vary. That is not it, okay? So that's not how we want to structure our programs. And I hope you guys understood the first part of what I said, in that I know the reason why coaches and consultants tend to lean that way, because you want that experience to be unique for that particular person. Like, you want them to have what's best for them, and that's understandable. That will happen anyway as a result of creating a quality program and a quality offer. But that is not the whole basis of your coaching offer. And I really hope I'm making sense. Please drop questions into the chat if you do not understand. So I really want to make sure I'm communicating this in a way that makes sense. But do you guys really see how this can work? How those are concrete outcomes if you signed up for my fake social media coaches program, right? That I just went over. Okay, so that's step 3. I'm going to get off my soapbox because I'm really passionate about that part. Number 4, conducting market research. So I know a lot of people do not like this step. They skip this step. They run from this step, right? But you have to know if your offer is going to sell, right? This is a big part of what we do in the Brand Builder Blueprint. Why would you want to keep putting out coaching offers and products that do not sell? Okay. Coaches head for the hills, or they ask people who are not their ideal client about their offer. Stop it. Stop it right now. Again, you are doing yourself and your future clients who are waiting for you a disservice. This is a crucial step, okay? Stop asking people who are not your ideal client if they think your offer is a good offer. Think about it. They're not your ideal client. Don't that's not going to help you in ensuring that you craft an irresistible offer, okay? Number 5, actually launching and marketing your coaching offer. So you have to actually put your offer out there and talk about it often. Okay. People are not going to sign up for your coaching program if they don't know that you're a coach or how you help people. You want to continuously talk about your offer, how it helps, how it's unique to you, your target market, your brand, right? Of course, it's not going to be every single post, but it is the majority, because after all, you are running a business, okay? And I know people well, I don't want to seem salesy, but let me tell you this. You're posting, most of us are marketing on what? Algorithm-based platforms, right? The algorithm determines who sees and how they see our content, right? Engagement is key, especially on Facebook and Instagram, and not everybody's seeing what you're posting. So they might have, if you talk about your offer once in a month, people who are your ideal client may never see that post. right? So you have to talk about your offer often, and that's the key behind having a really well-rounded content strategy so that it drives people to your offer. Okay. Hello there. Hello there. Number 6, create content around your offerings. Again, here is another mistake that I see. You're putting out content around everything but what your offer is about: dogs, cats, and babies, but nothing about your coaching program. I cannot tell you. I love dogs, cats, and babies. I really do. I promise you. But it has nothing to do with your coaching offer. It nothing. So no more content about dogs, cats, and babies, okay? Not in your feed. In your if it's personal in your stories, okay? I mean, unless you're like a pet behavioral coach. I don't know. There could be a niche for that. There's a niche for everything, right? But like if it has nothing to do with your coaching offer, it just doesn't belong in your feed. Use if it's more personal for you, use your stories. Obviously, there's some milestones that you want to share with your audience. If it's like something really big and it makes sense to share, and you have woven that into your brand, which is really important, having a brand strategy, then every now and again, right? Because everything's not your offer, but again, I see way more content around like people, they go to the beach, they are out drinking, but nothing about their coaching offer. You have to identify your content pillars, which should be centered around your coaching offer, right? But I understand how this can be difficult if you haven't solidified your actual coaching program, what the outcomes will be, how you will help people. Can you see how this would be difficult or leave you guessing about the marketing in your business when you don't have that solidified? There's no strategy or foundation laid for what to even market, right? And then number 7, nurture your potential clients. Just because someone doesn't sign up for your offer the first time doesn't mean they will never sign up, okay? We have to shift our thinking, shift our mindset around that. I know it's difficult if you have like not sold anything before, or you don't like to hear the word no, or there's a lot of different things we have around sales and complexes we have around sales. Trust me, I'm an introvert. I know I'm going live right now, but when I tell you that like I was like deathly afraid when we did school fundraisers and like we had to go sell the candy, my mother would just buy the box. I literally refused to talk to people to sell the candy bars. Even I couldn't do it. Like I just was like, I cannot. Like that was literally what it was. And I mean, also too, my family's real old school, so they weren't going to let me. They also weren't going to let me. Hey Nikki, they weren't going to let me go door to door and sell candy or do any of the fundraiser things. But I also just was too terrified to even ask people, even family members. I just didn't want to ask them, and I understand like having those different complexes when it comes to sales. So like I actually like I don't know. I'll have to tell that story on a different live and like how I actually got into sales and started a career in sales. Very interesting. But anywho, the average consumer has to see your brand at least 6 to 8 times before making a purchasing decision with you, right? This is with constant exposure. So imagine if they see you, right, on a live, on a post or whatever, and then you fall off in your marketing because social media became too overwhelming. You opened up like 10 accounts and then you just was like, I can't do it all. And you just dropped off the face of the earth. That 6 to 8 times starts over, right? That's with constant exposure. I mean, they're consistently seeing you like maybe weekly, right? Couple every few days, they're seeing your content. Stay in contact with your clients through your community, your email, your text, your lives. You have to build the know, like, and trust factor and show them why you're the obvious choice to do business with. I see it all the time, right? And this is how I feel about it. You came to me with a problem, right? So if someone comes to me asking about help with their coaching or consulting business, you came to, and it could be for any niche, you came to me with a problem. You did not hire me to solve the problem, let's say. So, from what I know about my business and what I know about my niche, if you do nothing, you will still have the same problem weeks from now, months from now, however long from now, right? Some people just are not ready to invest, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that we write them off, right? It doesn't mean that we write them off, we ignore them, and we say good riddance, right? We keep the conversation going, okay? A lot of times people are just afraid. They're afraid. They're afraid to take the next step. And to be honest, y'all, everyone experiences that same fear, that same, oh my gosh, what if this doesn't work? What if it doesn't work for me? We all experience that. The same doubt, but the difference between like those that are afraid and do it anyway, and those that let fear take over and hold them back are the difference between those who succeed and experience the transformation and those that don't. So remember that. Continue to nurture your potential clients because sometimes they need to hear things from a different perspective, experience, right? They need to experience the things, and quite frankly, they need to experience the things that you were trying to actually help them prevent, for them to realize you are in fact the person to help solve their problems. So a lot of times we try to like jump in and save people when sometimes it's meant for them to experience those pitfalls that we were trying to prevent them from experiencing, so that when they come back, they are ready to take the next step. And that's whatever niche that you are in. You know, don't beat yourself up over not being able to convince somebody to join your program when you know that you could really help them and that sort of thing. It's kind of like sometimes people they have to call, what my grandmother would say, they got to fall on their face sometimes, right? To realize that, oh no, I should have taken action sooner. That's typically what people say. I wish I had signed up sooner. So, and it's not to say we want people to be harmed or have a negative experience, but sometimes that has to happen so that people can learn how to make a better decision next time, right? So sometimes people just need a little bit more time to make a decision. Either way, as long as you follow the process, you will be well on your way to attracting your ideal client. So just remember that, okay? And just repeating steps 6 through 7. So that's going to be creating content around your offer and then nurturing your ideal client consistently will bring people into your brand community and into your coaching program, okay? So please let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm going to pause and just check the chats in all the respective places. Does Zone of Genius mean the things that you will offer in your program? So Zone of Genius means like you have your particular experience, you have your training, you have your knowledge. It doesn't necessarily mean that you will take specifically what that is, but you might have a potential skill set that you can use in your program to optimize its effectiveness. So it might be. So the answer is that it could be, but it doesn't have to be, right? So like, for example, one of the things that I consider to be in my zone of genius is digital marketing. So I include that in my program. You actually learn how to market on social media. However, another strong like thing that I would consider to be in my zone of genius is like brand strategy. So while I'm not like actually going through like steps of brand strategy, my teachings actually infuse brand strategy in them. So like you get that as a result of joining my program, but I'm not actually like saying this is what brand strategy is. This is like, how you do the first step. This is how you outline your mission, your vision. I'm helping you do that. It's just kind of like I've included that in my curriculum and it's infused in all the different steps that we're doing, but I didn't like explicitly make a module on brand strategy. Hopefully that makes sense. So like you can, depending on so let me take a different niche, right, from my program. So like, let's say that your niche is, let's say you're a divorce coach, right? Let's say divorce coach. And so your zone of genius might actually be, maybe it is determining, okay, here we go. Maybe part of your zone of genius is actually valuation of your assets or your household assets. There we go. So, and how do I know this? Because I've gone through a divorce, so I know some things you got to do. So you have to take valuation or assess how much your what it's worth for the court to assess how they divide up the property or divide things between you and your ex-spouse. Now, it doesn't go the same way in every state. So some in a 50-50 state, I'm gonna tell y'all it's rough, okay? You might be giving up a lot. But anywho, maybe you can tell women or men, depending if you coach women or men, you can tell them how to take their possessions, what they own, come up with a real market value, so that when they go into the court, they have something that's realistic, not overly priced, right? Because like if you buy something that's like 3 years old, it's not necessarily worth the same as it was when you first purchased it. Maybe you have an expertise with real estate and land, like you can give people guidance around that. Maybe that's your zone of genius because you had to do it, and maybe you helped some friends do it. And so that's a part of your coaching program. That's a part of how you help women through, or men through divorce. You have that as a piece, and that's in your zone of genius. So that's something that you can include. And then maybe another skill set might just be you developed a mental fortitude or mental toughness as going through the process. So while you may not have a module or teaching on how to like change your mindset around divorce, maybe you've kind of included that in each module. Like maybe you have like after each module, you have like a be kind to yourself exercise, or you give the person that's going through something like basically I don't want to say like secretly, but it's like a subconscious integration of like your zone of genius, what you know how to do in your program, but it's not explicitly stated. So that would be two examples of how you can utilize your zone of genius in your program. One would be explicitly stated. The other one is just incorporated in there. It's a benefit of enrolling in that program. So hopefully that helps. Let me see, guys. Going back to these comments, I want to thank you guys for joining. Thanks, Facebook. Thanks to the folks joining on Facebook and to Instagram. Thank you to Tashonda and Tiffany and Leslie and Melissa. Leslie. I don't know if you guys are still on. Who's still on with me? Oh, Leslie. Okay, Leslie wrote out the steps. She wrote the steps for you guys. Okay, cool. So with that, we can definitely do a quick recap on things. So the 7 steps to consistently enrolling clients in your coaching program, right? We have the operating in your zone of genius, identifying your target market and getting to know them well. The 3rd is going to be developing the offer. The 4th, conducting market research. The 5th, launching or marketing your coaching offer. The 6th, create content around your coaching offerings. Number 7, nurture your potential clients. And then you're going to want to repeat steps 6 and 7 to have that continuous enrollment into your coaching program. So again, guys, please let me know if you have any questions. Please, 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 before we sign off. But in the Brand Builder Blueprint, we focus heavily on business strategy for your coaching or your consulting business, crafting your offers using your zone of genius, right? That attract your ideal clients so that you can become that go-to coach, stand out in your niche, and consistently enroll clients into your coaching programs, creating consistent and predictable income for you, which is really important in any business, right? So if you're ready to take the guesswork out of your coaching or your consulting business and you want to attract your ideal clients on repeat, you want to create that signature offer, that high ticket program, as well as the remaining offers or the lower tier offers in your product suite, and you want to create income that replaces your 9-to-5 freelance or one-to-one business, then go ahead and click the link in my bio and apply for the Brand Builder Blueprint program and complete the application. We'll have a chat and see if it's a good fit to work together. If you're on Instagram, the link in my bio is the first link, the Brand Builder Blueprint application. If you're watching me on Facebook, then the link is in the description of this live. So hopefully, guys, that was helpful. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out to me via DM. For if you're on Instagram, I'm at I_simply_she. If you're on Facebook, I'm at I_simply_she. I'm also at Crystal Vernay on all handles. So don't be shy, guys. Please reach out if you have any questions, any comments. Appreciate you all supporting me today. And I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. Take care.